There are certain things in a child's life that a parent will remember forever, whether that be the day they take their first steps to the day they walk them down the aisle, or every little tidbit in between. In fact, here's a picture of me on my first day of school. There are dozens of its kind, with my mom never being able to put down the camera, and my dad even went into work late just to see me grow up to be a big girl. That day, I got on the big yellow school bus, met tons of new friends, and my new teacher. That afternoon, I got off the bus running into their arms, ecstatic to tell them about my day at school. Unfortunately, some parents will never again have this experience, with their kids being taken from them at such a young age, never having them be able to come through the kitchen door and explain to them how their day at school went. Unfortunately, some people decide to commit heinous acts that impact these families for the rest of their lives. I'm talking about the gun law debate, and whether or not we should create legislation in place to prevent these people from gaining these firearms. This debate encompasses two groups of people: gun law advocates and gun rights advocates. Gun law advocates feel that we should place legislation saying that there should be background checks when purchasing a weapon, or you can't purchase a weapon within 30 days of each other. However, the gun rights advocates have a certain point. This violates the Constitution. Basically what this means is that the Second Amendment gives us the right to bear arms, meaning that we can use this for shooting or self-defense. They don't feel that these people should have to jump through hoops to please everyone. Also, criminals who are arrested every day for something as simple as a traffic ticket or felony murder are given their Miranda rights. Same for every person. They feel this should specifically apply to them, that they have the right to own these weapons for their choice. This is obviously a very passionate topic, and it encompasses a large group of people with no one sharing the same opinion. However, before we can talk about what we can control, I want to talk about what we can't. Unfortunately, as much as we would want to, we can't control the Sandy Hook gunman, the Aurora, Colorado killer, or the Virginia Tech shooter. We can't control that these ideas pop into someone's brain and how they choose to act on it. However, what can we control? We can make it more difficult for these people to purchase their weapons and raise awareness on the topic. By this, I mean that we can start talking about the negative stigma involved with shootings, and we can increase mental health awareness. So what can we control? We can talk to our representatives about enacting policy, and we can, like I said before, raise awareness on this topic. So where do we go from here? New York State enacted one of the top legislation policies in the country, with them enacting policies such as increasing awareness, having background checks, and the 30-day policy. However, unfortunately, this policy hasn't seemed to work. 34 out of the 62 are currently being repealed. I look at that as one step forward and 2 steps backwards. However, just letting things go and hoping this wave would ride out isn't working either. There have been 87 school shootings since Sandy Hook, which occurred less than 2 years ago. That doesn't sound like much progress. Now we can sit and argue about this topic for years, for hours on end. However, there are certain people that I haven't mentioned yet, which are the key point to this. The victims. People like Colin Goddard, a survivor of the Virginia Tech shooting. Gabrielle Giffords, a United States representative who was shot, and the 26 victims of Sandy Hook. These 26 people aren't here anymore to tell you what they want. Their families have expressed how they would like gun law legislation. No one wants to know someone who died in one of these tragic instances, and none of these families would like to have anyone go through what they just went through. So, what seems more important to you? Protecting our gun owners, or protecting our future generation, making sure they are here to prevent these future acts from occurring? However, one thing is for sure, no matter what side you take. No one wants to turn on the 6 o'clock news tomorrow night and see at the bottom of the screen, shooting. No one wants to know someone who had to bury their own child because of these horrific incidents. The time to act is now. What will you do? Thank you.